Oh boy, where do I even begin? So, I bet you're all wondering how I'm doing in terms of health. I'm sadly not doing too well. If you're wondering where the videos have been, well, let me explain. I have been underneath a lot of stress lately, not just due to my job, but also due to my current condition. I know that there have been a lot of people asking me and actually demanding that I try to get out the Arise Ed comics and then the Three Little Princesses comics and then also the Yeah Yes scenario and a couple of other ones. And okay, first of all, remember, I am only a one person editing team. Just please remember that. Second of all, I don't have the fastest running computer in the world. Third of all, I have a life. I have to get bills paid. I have to go to work. I have to take care of myself, my mom, and my cat. And there are a lot of other factors that play into this. Anyways, about my condition. I'm sadly not getting any better, and I could potentially be getting worse because I am now starting to find out that I'm getting newer conditions. For those of you not aware, I recently had to go to the emergency room last month due to having back problems. Now, for those of you who have followed me on Discord for the past 3 years, and for those who don't know, I do have a Discord. I might link it down in the description below, I'm not sure, but let me explain. Back in 2017, I had to go to the emergency room due to back problems and they weren't getting any better. And they said, well, you might have just had a pulled muscle, and they sent me home with antibiotics, and eventually I was getting better. Sadly, in the year of 2020, I'm not doing any better. Let me explain how this started. So I was getting up, and I noticed that my back was hurting just a little bit. I didn't really think anything of it because sometimes I do sleep on the floor because the cat likes it when I sleep on the floor. Don't ask me why because, well, that's Griffin for you. So I feel like, okay, so my back pain's not getting any better. Well, okay, that's fine. Maybe it'll go away. So around 12 o'clock or so, I noticed that the pain still has not gone away and I'm wondering what's going on. Eventually, by 4 o'clock, I finally just caved in because the pain was then starting to get worse and worse, and I couldn't think on the phones. I couldn't think coherently on the phones. Starting to feel like I was going to start crying. So that's when I ultimately just gave up and decided to go home early. And then I had to tell my mom what was going on, and when I got home, I just was hurting all over. I couldn't think, I couldn't speak. It hurt really bad. So, inevitably, I had to go to the emergency room. So, there were a lot of people there, and I had to wait about an hour or so in order to be seen. Well, by the time that I was seen, my back pain was still pretty bad. And they originally were trying to say, well, we need to get you another blood test. And I already had a blood test 2 weeks prior saying that, my kidney function was down to 20%. I'm sure you all were aware of that. Well, when I was basically trying to tell them that I did not need that particular blood test, they ultimately said, okay, fine. So, my initial thought was that I was having a kidney stone. Sadly, that was not the case. I went ahead and got a urine sample and nothing showed up on it. Everything was good. Then I decided to take an x-ray and they quote unquote saw nothing. But then I decided, because of the whole bloating situation, I decided to go ahead and get what is called a CT scan. And it was without contrast, so that's a good thing. I get back into the room and I was told by them that I'm having the very, very early stages of degenerative disc disease. Now, for those who are not aware, my mother actually had this condition when she was around 8 years old, and she was told by her doctor that she had the back of a 60-year-old woman. Now, apparently, this particular disease is hereditary, and I suppose I could say that I am lucky for getting this later on rather than early on. Regardless, um, we tried using some sort of a muscle relaxer called baclofen. Sadly, it did not work like I thought it would. It actually made me too tired to the point in which I fell asleep for about 14 hours and didn't wake up until like 1 o'clock in the afternoon, actually. So, yeah, that was not the best time. Recently now, if it's not one thing wrong with me, it is another. I am now starting to show signs of edema. For those of you who do not know what edema is, let me explain. Edema is a condition to where if you are standing for too long, or at least in my case, my legs will start swelling up like balloons. Now, I personally thought it was because I was not active enough, so I started walking more instead of taking, cabs if I was in too much pain, so I decided to just grit it and keep walking. Sadly, that has now turned into this particular situation where I'm just having more trouble walking, and it's not a good sign at all. Um, we think it might be an issue related to the kidneys, but until we can get an appointment scheduled, I'm not sure what it is. I have a hunch it might be due to my kidney. I have a hunch it could be due to my back or what have you, but until we can get an appointment scheduled, I have no idea what's going to happen. In regards to the series, allow me to talk about the series in terms of the Three Little Princesses and 𝓢𝓪𝓻𝓢𝓾𝓪𝓵. So, let me get this one thing straight. The Three Little Princesses, originally I thought it was more like a slice of life comedy that was actually, family friendly. However, in the fourth chapter, it does involve the drinking game, and for those who do not know what the drinking game is, oftentimes it involves alcohol. So I don't really want to put my channel in danger because of what I'm doing, for that particular episode. In regards to 𝓢𝓪𝓻 by 𝓢𝓽𝓪𝓻, now, I don't know if 𝓢𝓽𝓪𝓻 is a he or a she, so I'll just say they. They have been working on the comic themselves, and it's still currently ongoing. They don't have all the slides, done, nor do they have all the pages done. I personally don't know when the series is going to end, or if there's going to be another slide. Regardless, I am working on it in increments, watching and monitoring the, DeviantArt and seeing if there's going to be another page that's coming out. I will keep you guys posted on if I find anything out, so do keep a lookout for that. Now, I bet you're all wondering about the big kahuna, the EAS scenario, my first one ever. So, in regards to the EAS scenario, this is where things get a little bit complicated. I know that I was supposed to release this particular EAS scenario, Light vs. Shadow, on my channel back in April or in the summer. Well, due to technical issues and for some reason due to my computer crashing a lot, I might have to get a new computer. I don't entirely know, but I've had to go on 3 runs now, and that's due to the fact that for some reason or another, the files contained within the EAS scenario, they get corrupted, or for some reason Movavi just doesn't want to work. I don't know if it's related to me just not being a tech savvy person or whatever, but it'll get out when it gets out. Just please be patient, have patience, we'll travel, and hopefully sometime within the month or sometime next month, I'll get it released. I just don't know when. So, I suppose this will wrap up this current update video in terms of my health and everything. We're still waiting for the appointment to arrive in terms of when I'll be checking in with Dr. Bauer to see, is my kidney getting any better? Is it improving or is it failing? So, in regards to the end of this video, I do understand that things are coming out late. I just haven't been able to get enough energy to do certain things, or I just don't have the resources to do so. But if you have any further questions or concerns, do let me know in the comment section below, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Until then, keep shining bright, viewers. Keep hope in your hearts. And you guys take care and have a good rest of your day. Bye.